Mulan was originally scheduled to debut in theaters back in March, but with the pandemic closing all theaters, it put Disney in a tough spot. Instead, they opted for what many production companies were doing and put the film on their streaming service instead. However, a new controversy has erupted surrounding the film's star, and we have everything you need to know. Welcome back to InformOverload. I'm your host and the Bacon Overlord, Johnny Rogers, and you're watching the #1 tea-spilling entertainment news show on the internet. Before we kick this video off though, if you want to see what your favorite influencers have been up to lately, just tap that playlist in the corner of your screen. Also, if you want to be notified whenever we post new content, you gotta smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Now, without any further delay, let's get right into today's story. There has recently been a call to action for people to boycott Disney's live-action remake of Mulan. Thai pro-democracy activists have even joined those that are vowing to shun the film. For those of you who don't know, Hong Kong has been engulfed in political turmoil for the past year, and that battle has extended itself to this film. Last August, a protest had emerged against the film after the star expressed her support for the Hong Kong police on social media. Those comments forced Disney into a weird place because they still wanted to show the film to both mainland China and American audiences. There have been pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong after Chief Executive Carrie Lam introduced a bill last March that would allow for criminal extraditions to mainland China. Lam unfortunately is also backed by the communist government, and therefore pro-democracy advocates are in fear that this bill would allow Beijing to punish Hong Kong residents much easier. By August, demonstrators occupied Hong Kong's airport and a violent clash took place with the police as a result. Protesters involved were hit with batons, pepper spray, tear gas, and even struck by rubber bullets. Many prominent organizations, including the United Nations Human Rights Office and Amnesty International, have all condemned the Hong Kong police and their unnecessary use of force. The local authorities also came under fire after they allowed an armed mob to attack protesters in July, which resulted in dozens of injuries. The final straw for moviegoers was when Chinese actress Crystal Liu, also known as Yafei Liu, a naturalized US citizen and star of Mulan, reposted a viral pro-police comment on the Chinese social media platform known as Weibo. In the post she writes, "I support Hong Kong's police, you can beat me up now." Then not too long after that, she left people with another unsettling message that ended with a smiley face. Crystal posted again and this time said, "If you are not like-minded, then leave." Which is such a hot take coming from someone that lives in a country with both democracy and free speech. Don't worry though, plenty of people made sure to let her know how they felt about these pro-police posts online. One user on Twitter said, "Boycott Mulan, how tone-deaf do you have to be to support police brutality when you just filmed a character who is supposed to stand against oppression in its raw form? Pound sand." Although if Crystal happens to be in China, she'll never actually get to see these tweets because China has heavily censored American companies like Twitter. With fears that this former British colony are losing their independent legal system, having celebrities like Miss Liu chiming in certainly doesn't help. It's the hypocrisy of someone denying Hong Kong citizens the same rights that she enjoys in her adopted country that really angered a ton of people, especially considering that she is attempting to portray a fearless young heroine who fights for her country. In August, a prominent Hong Kong activist named Agnes Chow was arrested under the national security law, for which many on social media use her as a real example of what Mulan should stand for. Support for Chow has even expanded throughout Thailand and Taiwan, with many young activists becoming increasingly united online. The people of Thailand themselves have experienced a rise in student-led rallies across the country, with protesters also demanding democratic reform. Many of those activists are even facing lengthy jail sentences just for calling out the current monarchy and their abuse of power. Due to many in Hong Kong supporting them in this movement, Thailand has returned the favor to stand united in their goals. With that, let's check out some of your comments from our weekly news roundup about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Mia Walker says, "Love the random Johnny appearance there," and I love randomly appearing. Hopefully I get to make it into another weekly roundup. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Although it took a long time to fly back to Canada. Celery Create says, "Hey, can y'all start adding timestamps for the beginning of each news story for these longer vids? Look, this is a fantastic idea, and I will go talk to Charlotte after this to see if we can get that done for you. But I appreciate your comment, and I think that's something we should do. I like that idea." Carby Turner says, "Duh, it's Iron Man." Yes, it's sarcasm. Can you imagine though if Robert Downey Jr. just still full on believed that he was Iron Man, and now he's just zipping around LA with all his money? I wouldn't put it past him. Dwork Green says, "Still waiting to get a shout out." Well, now you don't have to wait any longer. Here's your shout out and we thank you for your patience. Hannah Pay says, "I love the weekly roundups." Me too, and if you want to catch our next weekly news roundup, we premiere those videos every Friday at 1 PM Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to our editors for all of their hard work. If you enjoyed this video, then please show some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus, don't forget to leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on today's story. And for more videos like this one, all you gotta do is tap that playlist when it pops up. From InformOverload, my name is the Bacon Overlord, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy.